Tropical Storm Eta is still sitting right near the Florida Keys. I'm Mike Nasa with the latest Monday update on Tropical Storm Eta. Again, it made landfall last night over Marathon, Florida as a strong tropical storm, never became a hurricane, and it doesn't look like it will. It sucked in a lot of dry air. However, there is still an area of tropical storm force winds, and we still have a tropical storm warning for the dry Tortugas and tropical storm watches here for the Isle of Youth and western Cuba, because we do expect Eta to drift to the southwest over the next 24 hours and then start a slow drift Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday, coming close to the Big Bend area of the west coast of Florida. However, this is 5 days out, and that could mean a lot of gusty winds and heavy rain and very sloshy waters here in the eastern Gulf of Mexico. I should note right now, Eta is at 24.6 north, 83.4 west, winds of 60. It's moving southwest at 14, so it ain't moving slow yet, but it should slow down as steering currents collapse, and then it's going to have to wait for a trough to pick it up and pull it back on off towards the northeast. Here's the latest satellite imagery, and you can see tight little thing coiled up there as a far cry as a 60-mile-an-hour storm from the 920-some millibar catastrophic hurricane it was last week when it devastated Central America, still moving in that direction at 14 miles an hour towards the southwest. And again, it should maintain that for a little while at least before eventually steering currents collapse and it won't have anywhere to go except milling around out here and drifting, and then eventually pull northeast. But again, we don't think it'll become a hurricane. Nevertheless, it could make landfall in Florida over the next couple of days again. First landfall was here that it made in the Florida Keys region. The next one would be up here on the Big Bend or the West Coast area of western Florida. You can see the wind field is just scraping areas of southwest Florida, still over the Keys, dry Tortugas. It looks like the Keys, you're moving out of the tropical storm winds. But again, if it drifts back northeast, you could potentially get back into those in the next few days. So we're going to watch it very carefully. Look at that track, this kind of seductive snake track that I always call it. Really unusual, kind of up in the air, you know. I don't know where I'm going, what I do. But it's now moving west, and then it's going to move north and northeast, and quite a track for a November storm. That happens a lot because they get caught in these troughiness, but then they get pushed back, and then they get caught again, and a lot of heavy rainfall. You can see the computer models are doing the same thing. This UK Met, the European, the British model, wants to take it here north coast of the Yucatan into the Bay of Campeche towards Mexico, and then some of them want to take it towards Louisiana. Others want to take it up towards Florida. So your guess is as good as mine. Right now, the general thinking is southwest, then north, and then northeast. But again, it could be further to the west. It could be further to the east. All we can do is watch it right now. Here's the reason why it's so confusing with the track of Eta. You can see this water vapor loop in here. Right in here is the upper level low where I just circled. And that's what kind of caught Eta up and moved it back to the west, and now it's looping around to the southwest. However, this low ain't going to be there forever, and Eta's going to be trapped with nowhere to go. However, we have this troughiness that's going to dig into the central U.S., and eventually the flow should pick Eta up and push it off towards the northeast. But again, it's going to be a while, and that means it could cause heavy rainfall. You can see the radar right now. Definitely here for southwest Florida, it's a rainy day. You have the center of circulation very well defined on radar. I mean, you could clearly see the center right there, continuing that motion straight towards the southwest. The track has it stopping dead in its tracks right about here, and so we'll see. It's about to hit that area, so we'll see if it does slow down or if it continues further west. Nevertheless, later on, you can see the track has shifted from the Big Bend and then further up the coast. So if you're in the Panhandle in the North Gulf Coast, keep an eye out. But again, heavy rain right now is the biggest threat, especially on the right side. But the good news is if it remains offshore, the heaviest rain will stay away from the Keys and western Florida. Nevertheless, over the next few days, still 1, 2, 3 inches for Florida. So that's not sunny skies. That's very wet weather. So Eta's here to stay for a little while, and we're going to have to deal with it. Ada's not the only game in town. We have two other features we're watching. This system is almost a named storm. It's a low pressure area near the Azores, and it's not yet separated from a frontal boundary. However, it will soon be, and it will become a subtropical or a tropical storm, and it will move towards the east. 80% chance of formation with that. And you can see down here, expect another Caribbean storm. There's a tropical wave we're going to watch. That could be a problem. And there's a 50% chance that in 5 days we could have something developing. You can see the satellite imagery. Clearly our system out here is going to get a name and move towards the Azores, and even Portugal will have to watch it. And then probably this tropical wave and this storminess here is going to coagulate into something in the Caribbean Sea. Whether or not it moves west or ends up pulling north, we just don't know. But some of the computer models I saw showed a hurricane. So we might not be done with hurricanes yet. The name list, obviously, we're done with the regular one. You can see the Greek names: Alpha, Beta, Gamma, Delta, Epsilon, Zeta, Eta. The next two names are Theta and Iota. So there is a chance that in about a week we have a Hurricane Iota somewhere in the Caribbean. So hurricane season 2020 ain't done yet. And you could tell that from looking at the satellite with our tropical storm Eta sitting there in the southeast Gulf of Mexico. I'm Mike Naso with the latest on the tropics, and I'll talk to you later.